Hello everybody, welcome to another video, and in today's video we are going to be looking at the best items, in my opinion, pre-hard mode. Before we begin, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for awesome new content. But anyway, let's get right on into it. As you may have noticed, some weapons are good, others not so good. These are the best weapons, I think, should deserve the spotlight for pre-hard mode usage. Anyway, these weapons are ranked on not damage alone, they are ranked on speed, usefulness, how easy it is to obtain, what stage you need to be in, stuff like that, and also how much damage they do. Anyway, let's get right on into it. The Star Fury is a very good weapon since you can find it before any bosses, and also it does a whopping 26 damage, which is actually more than the Eye of Cthulhu swords. This weapon can be found in Sky Islands and fires a little star down here. So if you're stuck in a house because zombies or other things are invading you, then you can just fire down stars and try to annihilate them. Anyway, on to the next one. The Molten Fury is another weapon on this list, and this weapon can be found in the underworld by mining huge patches of hellstone. This weapon is really good, and I would recommend it for the Wall of Flesh fight with some frostburn arrows, but it can only be found after defeating the Brain of Cthulhu or the Eater of Worlds, depending on which world evil you have. Anyway, a quick cheese for it, so you don't actually have to fight them at all. It just consists of you dying a lot. If you're in hardcore, then this might not be able to work. But anyway, a quick cheese of them is that they actually drop their things, especially the Brain of Cthulhu, when you strike their body parts. The Brain of Cthulhu's creepers, and I'm pretty sure the Eater of Worlds' segments drop tissue samples for the Brain of Cthulhu, and shadow scales for the Eater of Worlds. Anyway, this bow does whopping 31 ranged damage and is really good for destroying bosses, like I said. On to the next weapon. The hand grenade, or just the grenade for short, is an awesome weapon that does upwards of 60 damage per hit. These weapons are really easy to obtain. You only need the Demolitionist NPC, and can be acquired as soon as you get any sort of bombs. So that is really good. Anyway, this grenade is a throwing class weapon and does immense damage to bosses. I would definitely recommend it for the Eye and the Brain of Cthulhu or the Eater of Worlds, depending on which world's evil you have. Anyway, this weapon doesn't have a lot of range. It's just a grenade, to be honest, but it does do a lot of damage. Anyway, on to the next weapon. The Water Bolt is a weapon that can be found before or after Skeletron, depending on how lucky you are. Before Skeletron means that it's on the top of the dungeon, and after Skeletron just means it's further down. This weapon is really good and can be used as a weapon for the Wall of Flesh, as seen by Euromir. But this weapon needs to be unlocked by Skeletron if you're not very lucky, so it's kinda late in early pre-hard mode. But other than this, the weapon does an immense 19 magic damage and costs 10 mana, which means just half of 1 star. Really? Yeah, half 1 star. Sorry about that. Anyway, this weapon can bounce off objects and is great if you get it early, before you defeat Skeletron, because you can actually use it to face Skeletron. But anyway, on to the final and best weapon in my opinion. Bee's Knees is a great weapon. It's a bow and it is acquired after Queen Bee, which normally I fight after Skeletron, but take your choosing. Anyway, the Queen Bee can only be found in the jungle, and the Bee's Knees has a pretty low drop chance off of her but it's a really good weapon since it actually does B damage. I would recommend pairing it with the Molten Fury to deal max damage to the wall of flesh. And other than that, this does a base of 26 ranged damage and summons bees for you when you fire a single one arrow, not any other kind of arrow, just a wooden one. Anyway, this is really good for the stage that you're in. And yeah, that's all the weapons. Before we end this video, I'd just like to say I have deleted my Let's Play video off of YouTube just because it was in 1.4 and that was very choppy and not very good. But now that we're in 1.3.5, well, not now, but I've downgraded to 1.3.5 in Tmod Loader to get some mods. And yeah, so it runs a lot more smoothly, and I'm happy to announce that I will be doing another Let's Play, but just without the Empress of Light, Queen Slime, and some other weapons